The only upsides are the pets.
Okay, the fact that he let him do this, for the record, is like, this is where it's definitely a movie. This is movie magic. There's not an animal on the planet that's letting you touch their tail. Oh. I think you are just trying to get me cry. Is this like the new goal, just to get me cry now? Hey everybody, this is Laura, the canine behaviorist and animal trainer with Born to Be Wild. By popular demand, we have How to Train Your Dragon. I love this franchise. I love this movie. It's been a long time since I've seen it, so it'll be fun to refresh my memory. I'm gonna review How to Train Your Dragon based on an animal trainer and canine behaviorist point of view. Now this is based on the movie, so the information that I'm going to be reviewing is how the movie describes these animals behave, and then we'll compare them to a little bit, if it was more realistic, how that would have actually gone in reality, okay? Thank you so much to Rathlon and Tula Monstrum 52 for asking for How to Train Your Dragon. Let's get into it.
I'm gonna kill you, dragon. I'm gonna cut out your heart and take it to my father. I'm a Viking.
Couldn't do it either, buddy.
I am a Viking!
Couldn't do it either. Okay, I want to address this quickly. This is an example of what I mean by the level of detail that these animators have put towards these artificial life forms. Toothless is lying down. Notice how his eye very slightly increases. The look isn't, I'm going to perish. That's not the look that he's giving. The look is, are you seriously going to do this? So he's not moving. So the lack of movement, watching, being very focused on what this human is doing, that's actually very reptilian. Most mammals would have kept thrashing. Reptiles tend to be a little calmer in certain situations like that, when they're put in a corner, so to speak. We see this a lot with captured animals. Even though we're trying to help them, they're so freaked out that they don't calm down. But if you've noticed, a lot of the times when you're removing snakes, when you're removing iguanas, any kind of reptile, they'll analyze the situation if they know they're stuck. They're waiting for the moment to escape. And the little whining at the end of, very canine. I believe they used a lot of different animals to create Toothless. So there's the canine part. We're like, they're like, I guess this is over. I love that eyeball. It's so expressive. Okay. I read somewhere that they also used Panther behavior towards this, and that facial expression was very Panther. You know how we typically will train like lions and tigers to entertain or to be around people, things like that. They are less likely to be okay with that. They are very solitary creatures, A, but also B, they're not domesticated. And it's very difficult to domesticate them, which is also why in a lot of countries that do have lions and tigers as pets, they typically don't have leopards and panthers as pets, because they're very difficult to tame. They're very analytical. There's the cat eyes. Gorgeous. Gosh, the animation is just fantastic. Don't do that again! So that's what that is. Don't follow me. That's pretty much what that was. It's like, don't follow me. We're even. That's that, right? The dragon, as far as I think the dragon is concerned, he's never going to see this kid again. Yeah, bro. So here they're showing the intelligence of the dragon. The dragon is fully well aware that that's a weapon, right? She's showing that this is something that's used to hurt me. This is where they go from cat to dog, because a cat would stay cautious. In reality, please don't try to lure animals with food if they've shown any kind of aggression prior to, And again, just be careful. Period. A lot of people think, oh, if I just give them food, we'll be best friends. That's not the case with a lot of wildlife. So just be cautious of that too.
Toothless. I could have sworn you had...
That's just funny. He is so hilarious. He's so sassy. I love the sassiness. Now this, I think, is a unique behavior for the dragons. The dragon is trying to increase the level of trust between the two of them. And I think that's something that's very unique to the dragons in this film. Now, just for the record, don't ever do this. Don't ever reach your hand with your eyes closed to pet a wild animal. It's not going to go the way you think it's going to go. But this part does hit my heart. Oh God, I think this part hit everybody in the feels. This was like the moment in the meal. Everyone's like, ah! I definitely can't be the only one. Oh, and I love that they're adding that nuance to Toothless. It's fantastic. Okay, let's continue. Okay, the fact that he let him do this, for the record, is like, this is where it's definitely a movie. This is movie magic. There is not an animal on the planet that's letting you touch their tail when they just met you. But I do love that he's like, wait a minute. That they are showing how expressive he is and how he's hot and cold with the trust, right? So he's not like, I met you and I trust you immediately like a Disney princess, you know? It's like, okay, you were nice. Okay. You gave me food. Okay. And he's like, you're messing with my tail! God! And so that was very accurate. That was good. Oh, this is adorable. Okay, a lot of animals do this. A lot of mammals do this. This is definitely not just like, oh. Most mammals have better scent than us. Land animals, right? They can smell things a mile away. We can smell things room to room. A lot of the times, whether it's poop, carcass, something else nasty, they smell things we do not. We smell the grossness, but they smell the individual compound. They smell the meat, they smell the decomposition, maybe the bones. Now, this is a great example. He's learning what we typically learn when we're working with animals. But all of this is relatively real. It's all when we're dealing with animal training, it's not about dominating the animal. Oftentimes, too many people think that it's about aggression. Dominating, tell them who's boss. Instead of building bonds. We want to build bonds with the animal. We don't want them to fear us. And so he's noticing, hey, when I do this, they do this. And so he uses that when he's being challenged with these dragons. So instead of, Xing them, he's working with them. He's building trust with them. And that's exactly what we do in the animal world. Oh, and the whole light thing, you can get most any animal to follow, including kids. But yeah, that's a fun game for most species.
Now put me down.
Toothless, down.
A little
Gently.
shake? Okay, the shake? The shake? Okay. So you're all like, why is she freaking out over a shake? This is actually a very important thing in, especially canines, when they're trying to get rid of frustration, big feelings, they'll have a physical reaction. So they'll do like a full body shake, they'll scratch constantly, they'll lick their lips a whole bunch, but very commonly is the shake. So the dragon's like, I don't like this, I got big feelings, little shake, be like, let's. I do love how they gave very specific personalities to the dragons, letting people know that, yeah, animals have their own personality, just like we do. Notice they go low like a cat when they're hunting.
What is he doing?
He's proving he's trustworthy.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm not one of them.
Now,
We don't have to
an
kill
example of human anger around animals. Not to say that any of us are perfect, okay? I've gotten frustrated. Everyone in their life has been frustrated. But how you show your frustration when the dad behaved that way made the dragon go berserk. And we see this a lot in the animal world when people blame the animal for reacting based on the human's behavior. We see this a lot when it's like, no dog should ever bite. Well, if you didn't smack it around, it wouldn't have bit you. If you didn't threaten it with an object, it wouldn't feel threatened. It wouldn't react as if it's being threatened if you're not threatening it. A lot of the times, especially when we're working with really wild animals, you got to be calm. You cannot let your ego get in the way. You can't be impatient. You need to be calm, patient, and understand that as long as the interaction is calm, you're winning. And some animals will never fully trust a human, which is fine. Don't be the reason to give them an example as to why they don't trust humans. Especially training. Okay. I think he heard and sensed. So for Toothless, Toothless perked up immediately. And this happens a lot when you've bonded with an animal. I've talked before in my previous videos how my dog and 3 cats would be at the front door waiting for me. Toothless has bonded with Hiccup, right? And so through this bond, not only can Toothless probably hear and smell what's going on, but through the emotional bond can sense fear and anxiety, especially panic. Panic is a very distinct smell and energy feel. In the movie, Toothless is like, oh my God, my person is panicking. I got to defend that person. I got to protect that person. It's sort of like solidifying their bond. Okay, so I love how the dragon caught the human and didn't go for the kill. I think this is very important. And they definitely did this on purpose. The fact that the dragon did not go for the kill means that the purpose was not to murder. He wasn't going on a murderous rampage. He was being afraid of what they were going to do to him, which rightfully so, as we see in the movie. They're not very nice to these dragons. And so the mere fact that he wasn't shish kebab immediately upon in these dragon's talons means that the dragon there had no intention of killing people. It's not a murderous animal. It just wants to feel safe. This is when they're going to start checking their environment for anything else that might be a danger. Is it okay, so their body language is very unique. Not strictly canine, not strictly reptilian, not part of the cat community. It's a mix. And so I think that it's really neat, the mix that they have. So reptile, cat, then dog. So the reptile is stopping from a full-on brawl. Okay, if it was canine, when a canine is protecting a loved one, full brawl. They're not holding back. It's a full brawl. So they wouldn't do this pause, reset, analyze, attack. Not if they were dogs. If they were dogs, they'd be like, that's my baby! A cat will go bananas and then set back and then bananas and then set, which is kind of what you see, right? But a reptile is covering their space. They'll attack just to get you out of the way, right? And so you see that. They attack, they roll around, then they separate. And then they're analyzing, a little boop, boop, and then back to analyzing, and then boop, boop, and then back to analyzing. And that's a very reptilian type of way of fighting. And so I really love the combo that they have there. So the feline's low. The don't touch my human body language is very canine.
Don't. Make it. Toothless, stop! No.
And that part has nothing to do with any wildlife. That's a human thing. If you were in the level of danger that Hiccup was in, the likelihood that you're snapping the dog out of it before they harm the person is pretty slim to none. Okay, so this is fantastic. So Again, they're using knowledge of the breed to win, right? And oftentimes we in the animal world will do that too. So I think this is also really important for us to realize, to work within harmony of the animals instead of trying to force them to be something that we want them to be rather than something that they already are. Right? So there is a blind spot. They're utilizing it. And they're also utilizing all the other characters. So the human characters have also matched personalities with dragons, right? So I love this. We see this a lot in the animal world where you will bond with a particular kind of animal a little more than others, even within the same species, different kinds of versions. So for example, in this case, dragons. There are different kinds of dragons. And the different dragons bond differently with different humans, right? And you start noticing that the personalities tend to mesh up, right? So the personality, the gung-ho, let's go personality is also with the dragon that's like, let's go! Pets, right? They say, oh, a lot of pets look like their owners. I think most pet owners can relate to this. You go down, I go down with you. I don't think I could just not, like, there's no way. Oh! I think you are just trying to get me cry. Is this like the new goal, just to get me cry now? Like, oh, Dad.
I'm sorry. For everything.
Yeah, me too.
You don't have to go up there.
We're Vikings. It's an occupational hazard.
I'm gonna be known as the crying trainer. I'm definitely.
Call you my son.
Like, all she does is cry on film. It still hits me, especially because there's always a special bond between daughters and fathers too, right? So it's just any kind of like sweet fatherly moment, I'm like, ah! But I'm also empathetic towards Hiccup. I didn't have to go through what Hiccup had to go through. Actually, that's not true. It just wasn't prevalent in my family. It was prevalent in society. So society was what tried to tell me that I didn't fit in, but it was my family that was like, you don't have to fit in with them. You will find your own tribe and your own people and your own whatever, and you'll fit in perfectly there. And so I did have that support growing up, which is fantastic, but it doesn't mean I'm not gonna get a little sappy. No, I did not come from a troubled family life. I came from a very loving household. Thank you very much. I love this so much. It was so much fun. We are going to continue with Jurassic Park. Don't worry. I know that was a huge one. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. I always appreciate it. As always, write in the comments the new videos or movies that you would like me to cover. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks, guys. Take care. Have a good one.